Welcome to a NAK Tac live stream. This is the mission setup live stream. I haven't done a mission setup live stream in a while, so I figured I'd do at least a short one here. So this is a map that we've never used before. Gorgona is the name, and the link is in the description. Some of the items I've gone ahead and added in the editor just to make it a little bit quicker for me and make the placement a little bit easier. So for this, I use CEI and their mod that does the interior fill and whatnot. Some of the stuff I placed manually just to add a little bit of extra. These are some templates and compositions that I had previously. And then I modified some of the CEI compositions just so that to add some variety. So the idea of this mission is that they're going to have to clear this town, and then this town is going to become a defense area, and then they're going to be overwhelmed, and they're going to have to retreat up to this communications tower and radar dish while still defending themselves. So it'll be kind of a mobile defense mission. So initially just clearing a town, which is pretty common. And then that mobile defense followed by a drawn out defense 360. This is our starting base, so I don't think I'm gonna end up letting that get captured, but once they come
Attention,
here.
Vigor J poked you.
So let's go ahead and start adding some of the enemies. I've got some major concentrations of areas. This is one of them. Second one is this little compound here. Third is this compound here, and then initially down in here. So let's go ahead and add a few more enemies real quick. So we're going to go ahead and just garrison a bunch of people in here. I'm using CSAT today. We do use a reskin of CSAT. I just tend to like it a little bit better. So we'll put a few different rifle squad and we'll just garrison them. Garrison group. I'm going to set it to 10 meters. Random filling. Teleport. Okay. And they've garrisoned in this area. And because I really want it pretty heavily done, this is their barracks, so I'm going to put a couple more groups in, garrison them as well, and then I'll leave one on the outside, not garrisoned. So again, garrison group, 10 meters, teleport, random filling. Same thing. We're just going to keep adding. If it seems a little bit off balance like this one, this isn't a building that I really want a lot in. I'll just manually move them. So we can drag them over to this building and maybe put them on the outside of the walkway here. I don't mind having one or two guys in that building, but having a whole bunch is a little too much. Trying to set it to that 10-meter garrison so it'd pick the buildings I kind of primarily wanted, but it's a little bit broad. When you manually drag people like this, you do need to make sure that they're not sunk in the floor because this building does have a little bit of depth to it. So let's go ahead and do another one. He received a poke real quick, so okay, he's down there talking, so it should be fine now. So we'll put a center team on the outside, have them just rotate around. I don't like it when the teams are in that, even in that normal run mode, so I put them on limited, and I might just change their formation a little bit. That one with two people, it's not that relevant, but let's go ahead and put a fire team in here. And I like using the defend area. If you've seen my missions before, the defend area, it does garrison some of them, and then the other ones are seek and destroy. So I'll go and just set it up on a very small area and then move the waypoints to where I want them. All right, so that should be good. I might put a couple more guys manually in these buildings here. There's a lot of stuff in there, so let's put a heavy gunner here. I much prefer the editor snapping to floors. It's a little annoying to have to drag them in the game editor like this, but it is what it is. At least he found ground and wasn't sunk. Put a rifleman here. Got one there. Let's put one in here. So I did use, again, ZEI to do some of the placements, but I didn't. ZEI tries to almost make it, even though you set it up to military, as the fill mode, it tends to be a little bit like it's independence or renegade sort of thing, and I wanted more of an organized team. So instead of sleeping bags, where ZEI posts mostly sleeping bags, I was putting the bunk beds and making it look a little bit more permanent. So that one's good. Let's go ahead and put a couple more in this building. So I like using the Grenadier and Rifleman AT. And we'll put another one here. Heavy Gunner. That should be fun to go up against. I don't want to put one on every room because that would get a little bit too much. But I also want to make sure we have some on the second floor as well. Let's put one out on the pathway. If I know I'm going to snap them outside, I generally put them at ground level and then drag them where I want them. So that's pretty good. We got a couple guys on the roof, a couple guys on the outside. That looks good. Okay, so we got the same thing. We got a whole bunch of buildings here. Inside, there's not a lot. I took most of the stuff that was inside these buildings and got rid of it. It just wasn't needed. I really just wanted the sandbags and whatnot. So what we're going to do is just put down a group. We'll put one set of special forces out here. That's the Viper team in CSAT. I'll garrison them. Okay, let's move these into these buildings and I'll double check them in a moment. That's first floor. I actually want to move him to the second floor here. And one window's blocked, so we'll put him in front of the second window. That's the issue with garrison in the standard Ace garrison. It does not do a good job of placing in front of windows and facing the right direction. These guys are all faced the wrong way. Very problematic if you don't want them shot in the back. So by not doing garrison, I can do manual placement. And with the manual placement, I can make them face the right way.
Channel message received.
See on that one, they did sink into the floor, so we definitely have to drag them up. Facing the right way.
Channel message received.
People complaining about different things.
Channel message received. Channel message received. Channel message received. Channel message received.
All right. So that's pretty good there. I always try to put a group or two outside wandering. We actually have a group down here too. Just kind of set them there. And then another sentry team. Put them on our path. Again, don't like the speed, so set them to limited by default. All right, let's go to another area. This one, I didn't have anything specific set up for it or intention, but I do want a small group here. I'll put a recon patrol, put them on a walking. And then I'm going to garrison just a couple guys inside here. Yeah, definitely, whoops. Remote controlled that there, I didn't mean that. A good way to place it if you really want to place it good.
Switch to NAK Tac briefing room. Switch to NAK Tac task force radio.
Okay, so let's go ahead and garrison them. 1 meter, teleport, random billing. Where did the other guy go? Oh, he went over there. I want them both in this building. And check his placement. Okay, he's good, and he's good. Again, back to Windows, don't know why. And let's go ahead, even though there's no way one could get to that level, I'm going to go ahead and put a marksman up here. I dropped him from a little high, so let's make sure his health's all the way back up. Alright, so we got that area. That one. Now we're going to do this little compound. As you can see, there's quite a bit of placement and sandbags. Made it look like it's a base base or headquarters of some sort. Interesting placement of the buildings on this map. I've never seen someone use them to make little courtyards like this. Makes it a little bit odd with some of the windows looking out into the building next to it, but it's interesting, something different. So for this, we're going to put a couple squads in here. We'll garrison them.
Castlewoods joined your channel.
So much better placement there. I'm going to try the other garrison real quick. Haven't used it in a while since I've had Ace. This is the um, garrison that comes with Achilles. Evenly fill, no. That's very interesting. Let me try to change it a little bit further. There we go. Let's check its placement.
White joined your channel.
So there's the first one. There's the second one. At least he's facing the window. And that may be a better solution here. So one of the other things you can do is go to recent, gotta clear your search, but this way I can find the ones I've recently placed, and it does make it a little bit easier sometimes to get your groups again so you don't have to find them in the list. And that's not bad. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, windows looking out onto brick walls. It's alright. You might want to do something like put the shoot house board in there so that it blocks it up a little bit, but it works okay. And we're going to garrison these guys, give them a little bit more. All right. And I need a couple guys in here. I'll manually place them.
PJV joined your channel.
All right. So that's a good compound. And again, we're going to put a small sentry squad or recon patrol outside. Give them a couple waypoints. There's a fence that runs all along here. So let's actually just make them go here. And again, set them to walk. And then I'm also going to set them on file so they go in a straight line. I'm going to manually move this one guy. All right. A couple guys in this building. We're getting close to start time here, so I'm going to shortly end this up. A lot of my development doesn't happen until we're actually moving in the game.
David Wilson joined your channel.
We'll put a few here. We do have the vehicles there, that those are armed and ready. The town looks pretty good. I didn't want it real heavy, but if it's too easy for them, I can add some more guys. We'll definitely add a few more patrolling in the hills here. Again, set them to walk. We'll set them in a staggered column. We'll do the same thing here. Actually, let's go ahead and put the squad here and have it defend that whole area. We'll do a big area so they're walking large radius. Move waypoints as you need. All right. So, I do have this one more area I wanted to do. I'll do it real quick here and then go and talk to everybody and get everybody going here. guys. Too many people in one building. Alright. I don't want it to be impossible, that's for sure. And again, this is like a composition I had previously. You put a guy out here wandering around like he's doing repairs. Put a crewman. Repair specialist. Why not? Alright. So that's pretty good. This is just an initial clear. Oh, I keep finding areas I'm intended to put a few guys. Alright. Alright. And I'm just gonna sneak a guy up on these sandbags. I have no idea what direction the blue 4 team's going to come from. So it's hard to position them where you want, but just do your best and get a few guys out here. All right, that should be plenty for now. Again, we're going to have it become a defense. They're going to come from some from the water, some from land over here. So they're going to have to find a good defensive position, defend it, and then pull back. And as they're kind of running away, defend at the same time. All right, so let's go talk to everybody and get everybody situated, and we'll get going here. Thanks for
PJ
watching.
left your channel.
I'm going to end this stream at this point, and then we'll start the game stream in about 15-20 minutes. Thanks for watching.